way guys, hot tip, if you are based in Australia and you are interested to get your hands on this plant. Why is my hair so frizzy? I thought I tamed it down. Why is it gotta be like that? And I need to charge my camera. Like, what the heck? Okay, let's just make it quick. Hello my fellows, hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me for today's video. And if you're new around here, my name is Grace and I love plants. Today's video is going to be a quick one. I've got about 5 plants here that I want to talk about and kind of spotlight in the month of April, just to kind of show their progress and how they're going. So if you're interested to see what they are, then definitely keep on watching. Before we get started though, I do post videos every week, so make sure you're subscribed and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future uploads. And with that said, let's get into it. First plant I wanted to highlight is this guy right here, and this is my Philodendron Ploumanii round form. I talked about this plant in several of my videos before, but I wanted to showcase this plant again because this is the first new leaf that it's put out in my care, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys. This leaf is so much larger than the previous leaves, like this one here and this one here. This is almost the size of my head, or actually it's pretty much bigger than my head. So I am just absolutely in love with this plant. It is so gorgeous and pillowy. It's got its silver streaks as well. Granted, it's a little bit more subtle at the moment, but I'm really hoping that the silver intensifies. I'm not sure if that happens, but we'll see as time goes on. And I wanted to show you the back side as well. You can really see the reddish color in the veination and the ruffled petioles. The ruffling in the petioles is really prominent, and I just think that it is so unique looking. If you guys don't already have this in your collection and you're a fan of Pastazanum or the Silver Cloud, I would highly recommend you get your hands on the Philodendron Ploumanii. Next plant I wanted to highlight is my Hoya linearis. It's looking a little bit crazy right now with the growth up here, but it'll eventually fall down and lay flat like these other ones. But the reason why I wanted to highlight this plant is because it is flowering. It's put out 3 peduncles and I wanted to show them to you guys. It's not too far along, but I'm really hopeful that it doesn't fall off and that it eventually blooms, because it's happened to one of these other strands right here before. It actually put out a peduncle a few weeks ago and it was quite far along, but something happened and it just sort of fell off before it even bloomed. So I was a little bit heartbroken by that, and so when I saw the other strands start to bloom, I was redeemed, and I'm just really hoping and crossing my fingers that these ones actually do end up flowering. If any of you guys have any tips for me as to how I can ensure these peduncles do actually end up blooming, please let me know in the comments down below. Next on my list is my Hoya curtisii. This is the Philippines form, and if you watched my Hoya collection video, you would have already seen this guy. But I think it's actually grown quite a bit more since I filmed that Hoya collection video. It's slightly longer, I find, and it's been growing really quickly. I do have this in front of a north-facing window, and it sort of started to sun stress the leaves. Previously, the leaves were a little bit more green, but if you look at it now, it's kind of gotten a little bit more purpley or maroony, which is what happens when it gets a bit sun-stressed. And I find that the more light you give it as well, the splashier the leaves get. It's also put out all these aerial roots, as you can see, and I'm really trying to hold off from cutting it and propagating it because I heard that the more established a Hoya gets, the easier it is for it to flower. So if you keep cutting it and propagating it, the stems aren't going to mature and it's just going to take that much longer for it to start blooming. Are you enjoying this video so far, guys? If you are, please do me a favor and like this video. It helps to push my video out to more viewers. And while you're at it, please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to chat to you guys. And with that said, let's get back into it. Next plant I wanted to share with you guys is my hot potato, or the Stephania erecta. I got this guy, I believe, about a month or two ago, and I've just kept it under a bell jar or a cloche to increase the humidity and to promote growth. I believe these are winter growers, or they grow in cooler months and then they go dormant when it gets a little bit warmer. But I'm really excited to show you the progress with this plant, because when I first got it, it didn't have a growth point at all whatsoever. But now it's put out a new growth point and there are leaves starting to form. So I'm not sure if that's going to show up on camera really nicely. The leaves are still pretty tiny for now, but I'm really hoping that it will get larger soon and I can share some beautiful pictures of this with you guys. In my experience, these are not the fastest growing. I feel like the moment I took it out of the cloche or the bell jar, because it's gotten too tall for it, it started to slow down in growth. So I'm not sure if it's the humidity that's lacking or if it's just generally a slow grower. But if you guys have this in your collection, please do share your experiences in the comments below. I'm sure it would also help out other people who are interested in this plant. Lastly, and I'm really excited to share this one with you guys, it is my newly acquired Piper porphyrophyllum. If you watched my wishlist video, you would have seen me talk about this plant. I raved a lot about it in that video, so I'm not going to be repeating myself here. I would highly recommend you check that video out if you're interested. It's also known as a velvet piper, but it is actually more suede-like in texture. It's not soft unless it's been underwatered. If you keep it hydrated, it will actually have a little bit more structure to it. And once it gets a little bit more soft and limp, that's when you know that you need to water this guy. What I love about this plant is the pink veination. I feel like this is a little bit pinker than the Piper crocatum or the Piper ornatum. I have been scouring the market for this plant for months and months. Even before I made that wish list video, I had already been looking on the market to see if anybody has this plant in Australia, and it finally popped out on my eBay. So I entered an auction for this plant and I won the auction, so I'm really excited about it. This is quite an established plant and it has 2 vines, so I feel like it is going to be a pretty fast grower. I am thinking of putting this on a trellis, so stay tuned. I might film a video of me trellising some of my plants. By the way guys, hot tip, if you are based in Australia and you are interested to get your hands on this plant, there is actually an eBay listing going on right now. I believe it actually finishes on the Sunday or the day after this video goes live, so you know what to do. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy these 2 other videos, so click to check them out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay mellow my fellows.